Welcome to Dare to Dream, where we talk about our dreams, we talk about God and faith, and also we talk about something that is of national interest or how we can create a better nation. So it's on the news right now. Everybody is aware. Kuya Kim is a very well-known personality here in the Philippines, and she has a daughter who just committed suicide. And so I am truly sorry and nakikiramay sa pagdadalamhati ng family ni Kuya Kim. I don't know him personally. I don't know her daughter personally. But nevertheless, I could not imagine how hard could it be for a father to lose somebody very, I wouldn't say close, it's more than close, it's somebody part, right? I think that's what happens. I think that's who every child is to his parents or her parents. Every child is a part of the parents. So when somebody in the family or when a child dies, a part of the parent dies. And so I'm truly sorry, and may she rest in peace. So having said that, a father just lost her dream for her daughter. I'm sure Kuya Kim have so many dreams for her daughter from when she's growing up. I don't know obviously the full story, but because I can see I have two daughters and I have three children. Actually, I have a son and I have two daughters, and parents have dreams for them. Now, it does not mean that we will impose our dreams on them. However, we do hope that they accomplish something, and we want to be able to support what their dreams are. And our dreams is that their dreams will be accomplished, or that they will accomplish their dreams. I think that's one of the biggest dreams that parents can have. But initially in the beginning, our children will also look up to us and therefore somehow figure out their dream based on what they learn, what they see, and what they get from us as their parents. And so because of what happened, dreams perish as well. So at least dreams of two people died with or went with the passing of this very beautiful young woman. And so I think I'm compelled to share a few things. I'm compelled to share seven, all right? I'm compelled to share seven, I'm sorry. And because of what's happening, and I'm compelled to share seven, right? Seven Bible verses that could actually help encourage anybody to avoid having, or to avoid even come close of doing something bad or harming himself. And so I would like to share this seven verses. And so if you're somebody who is maybe not really close to harming yourself, but you are also are going through something, this seven verses, Bible verses, will serve you well as well. Number one is that the number one verse is in Psalm 139 verses 13 to 14. And this is about that life is being sacred. So sabi dito, according to Psalm 139 13 to 14, for you created my inmost being, you knit me together in my mother's womb. So we are created by God, and in every single intricate things, every single things, every bit of us is being planned by God. Think about it. Just when you understand how our body works, how everything is so perfectly coordinated, because somebody made us and nobody but God. So um, it that belief that our life is sacred and God created us for a purpose, God created us for the reason, should be something, should at least empower us to at least search about the meaning of life, search about why has God created me, why has God, or what has God given me the purpose, or what purpose has God given me. So at least understanding this, that imagine we are so created in perfectly, and what that, you know what that means? Somebody loved us, somebody loved us than anyone ever could. And I think this is very important, because if you, when somebody is when one is depressed, I've been there myself at one point. The very difficult thing is thinking that I am alone, or that nobody loved me, or I'm not accepted, or I'm not welcome. But knowing that you have been made, every single detail of you has been thought about, has been uh, done in perfection, because there's God who loves you. All right. So, and so every life is very important. It has its worth, and God personally designed and sustained each of us, and He has given us a purpose. So remembering this can restore the sense of value in times of depression, or in times when things are not going well with us. All right, so that's the number one. Remember that life is sacred, and you can find it in Psalm 139 verses 13 to 14. Number two, God is close to the brokenhearted. Yeah, this is something that we need to remember. That when you are brokenhearted, God is close to you. And in fact, in Psalm 34:18, okay, let's read that. Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. This is, as I think about it now, I remember those moments that I am so down, that I am brokenhearted. Sometimes it's literally brokenhearted, because I just broke up with my ex-girlfriend and so on and so forth. But sometimes I'm just broken out because of the things that's happening in the world. When you see so much grief, so much death, so much bad things happening, so much calamity, and so there's grief, and this broken heart, this brokenness, and the spirit is so down, not feeling good, everything seems not to be going well. Remember this: the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. And in fact, he is right there. He is right there. And why? Because he himself has been brokenhearted. He has been betrayed by the closest of his friends. He has been put to death by the very same people who rejoice him entering into Jerusalem. Right? So it's he's been there. He truly understands us during those moments. And pain doesn't push God away. It actually draws him closer to us. And because he himself is human, he's truly divine and human, and therefore he truly understands us. And he also doesn't condemn us when it comes to when we are struggling. Okay? In fact, if you remember that story of the sand, right? The footprints in the sand, that story, wherein it was during these moments when we seem like we're alone, it was when God is actually carrying us. Number three verse. Number three, that's also very important. There is always hope, no matter how dark it gets. So this is in Jeremiah 29:11. This is one of my favorite verses. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Diba? It's so amazing. So regardless of brother and sister, regardless of what you're going through right now, remember this: it that God has a better plan. And so you might ask, okay, so if God has a better plan, why am I undergoing this suffering? He is preparing you. He is pruning you. He is testing you. He's testing your strength, right? He's preparing you for the better. He's preparing you to discover your best self. He's preparing you to know that, so that when everything finally works, when you lean on God, you would know. You would know how He will turn those things around. Regardless of how bad those things that you are currently in, God will turn them around, right? So He has good plans. He has the best plans for us. Number 4, we are not meant to carry burdens alone. Yes, this is true. And this is found in Galatians 6 verse 2. Galatians 6 verse 2. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. This is the reason why, in our very simple ways, when bad things like this happens, nakikiramay tayo. We feel we feel grief. We grieve with the family. At least for the living, for those na naiwan, we grieve for them. This is the reason we visit wakes, right? We grieve with the person. We grieve with those who the family. And because no one has to go through burdens, or no one has to be burdened on his own. And this also gives us an idea that if we could be that single person that one person could believe in, or if we could be that saving grace, it could be that saving, maybe our word could be the saving words to anybody who is losing hope, right? So that's carrying each other's burden, helping. So the Christian life is not meant to be isolated. And when someone shares their pain with a community or trusted friend, healing begins. So this is very important, right? And this is also why in church groups, whether in their ministries, there are smaller groups where we take care. I remember when I was part of the feast, I was leading a care group wherein we regularly meet at least once a week, where we share our burdens, we share our success, or our blessings, and we learn more about God, and it bonded us. And it's a beautiful feeling when you have that kind of when you're part of that kind of community. Number 5 is in Proverbs 18 verse 21. The tongue has the power of life and death. So I'm sure anybody who is going through right now is because they have heard bad things from anybody, or maybe they feel like they're not being welcome, they're not important. So let's remember that our tongue could actually cause the demise. Not totally, but we need to be responsible of whatever we say, because it could either inspire or bring despair to somebody, right? And also, this is the reason why we needed a little bit of kindness, because you'll never know what everybody's going through, right? So, and also when there's every opportunity, it will be good to listen to people, ask them. And during the pandemic, I think we learned it the hard way, wherein we suddenly hear a lot of people passing, and without us knowing what they were going through. And so it's very important that we check on our friends, we check on our family, how they're going, what they're going through, and make sure that we spend a little bit, we spend time, right, of hearing at least what they have to say. Maybe that's just the only thing that could be their saving grace. And number six, sixth verse is in Mark 14 verse 34. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death, he said. So this is Jesus, all right? This is Christ saying that my soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. However, he actually overcome it. Okay, despite that sorrow that he was feeling. Remember when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was very fearful. It was a very tough situation, right? But he took that suffering, and he even said, take this suffering away from me, Lord. But he was able to lift it up to God, leave it up to God. And so I think it's very important that whatever we're going through, we lift it up to God, right? And always remember that Christ himself overcame suffering by lifting it up to the Father, and therefore we can do the same. Number 7, Romans 8:28. Let me read this first. Romans 8:28. We know that in all things God's works for the good of those who love him. So again, whatever you're going through, God can turn it around. God can make it work if you just trust in him. And it's just trust that the other way of saying it is everything happens for a reason, but it's because God actually is working on the back end. We don't exactly see it happening now, but whatever we're going through, he is working 24/7. And if you all we need to do is see God's hand in whatever's happening to us. And I have countless of stories that as I look at my life, countless of stories. I'm sure you have your own. I remember one time bumagsak ako sa college, and I've always been an honor student. Elementary, high school, I graduated salutatorian. Elementary, dami kong first honor. And then sa college, I was doing 1.25, 1.5, averaging the first few semesters in the college, around 1.3, 1.4, something like that. And then suddenly, on my third year, at the end of my second year, I got a grade of, I think it's not a passing grade, it's a failing grade. I think it's 4 or a 5, I think. So that was really, really bad for me. That was bad. But looking back, by the way, I spent like a month, maybe even more, grieving for that, and also feeling bad about it. Okay, being angry to the teacher who gave me that, angry to myself for not doing enough. I mean, and one of the worst thing that happened because of that is because I lost my scholarship, right? So it has an impact on me financially. And there was the thought of, was I gonna finish college, because I'm losing my scholarship because of that. So it's a failure, but that failure, when I look back, it totally prepared me for where I want to go later. Because later on, when I was gonna venture into business, entrepreneurship, failure is a normal thing, and nobody succeeds without failing at some point in their life. And the only difference between those who succeeded and those who do not is because those who succeeded move forward, keep going in spite or despite of failure. Those who did not accept, those who did not get to the finish line is because they were stopped by the failures. And I think if not for that failure that I experienced of failing, it was public, very embarrassing, and even has financial consequences. If not because of that, I wouldn't be successful in my ventures. And so I think that's a very, very important perspective. Okay, so so if you're feeling like you're hopeless, or um, you are doubtful or fearful, you can always go to the scripture. To me, it's the Bible is has rich of advice, has rich of stories that can inspire you. And if you're somebody who is also reading the Bible, make a point to share it to somebody, share it to the family, and you'll never know who need it. So now, how does this relate to us building a better country? Well, who would you choose as a leader? A leader who believes in God, a leader who believes in something bigger, a leader who fears God, or a leader who despises God and who does not fear God? Because a leader who doesn't fear anybody, and he's not even afraid of God, therefore will do things that wouldn't be exactly good for the majority of the people, right? So I think we do need people in the government, we do need people in our country working that fears God, that fears that can align to God, that will be able to discern well for its people. Somebody anointed by God, and I don't mean that need to be pastors, that they need to be uh, priests, or they need to be super religious. No, I don't mean that. But I mean somebody who listen, who understand, who subscribe, who follow God's will. That's the kind of leader that we need in our country. And if you're in your own group, small group, it's the same criteria. Whether in a small group and a bigger group, we need somebody who can lead us, somebody who believes in God, somebody who fears God, and somebody who can understand others the way God understands His people. So thank you very much for watching, and always remember to dare to dream, for dreaming is where courage will meet purpose, and it's where we can create a better nation, one God-centered family at a time. Thank you.